Well, my name is Tim Williams, and we're here at Martin Station. I'm a gun builder by trade, specializing mostly in early flintlocks up to about the 1800 time period. Been doing it full time for about 7 years. Before that, I worked on it part-time. Since 1999, I've been building rifles. The main reason I started building guns was I love to shoot them. So you start building one, and then you build another one, and then all your friends are happy, and next thing you know, you've got a lot of guns around. So you sell guns to make parts, and then it just kind of worked its way into a full-time job for me, which is now what I do. 6 days a week I work in the shop, about 20 yards from my house, and build early style flintlocks, which is the historical end of it is very important to me. I'm fortunate enough to be able to be a member in the KRA, and I can also handle a lot of original guns. The original guns, when you can handle them, when you can see them, and you can actually see much better with your hands than you can with your eyes. So that's a huge blessing for me to be able to work towards that, because I love the architecture, I love the lines, I love the way they flow of the early masters. 250 years ago they did it, and I love what they did. So I try to reproduce it as close as I can, whether it be a particular rifle, a particular style or school, or a maker or so forth, or a combination of a few makers in the same areas. The guns are made to shoot. They're made to shoot. I hunt with one. That's all I've hunted with for probably 14 years. So whether I'm hunting squirrels or deer, or I've got a moose hunt coming up in September, so I'll be taking a 58 for that job. Well, I started by looking at other people's guns, mostly contemporary builders. And then a good friend of mine, Brian the Master, probably the closest friend that I have. We hunt together, we shoot together, we do a lot of stuff together. He is a gun builder as well. So he was able to mentor me and expose me to the early guns and so forth like that. He would be the teacher, I would go to him. Sometimes I'd be very happy with what I'd accomplished. I'd go show him what I'd done, and sometimes he'd be happy, sometimes not happy. But either way, he's helped me through the progression of everything. There's just something that's more romantic about a flintlock, just the way it looks. And to me, it's a more reliable weapon than a percussion. The reason being, I control what happens with a flintlock. I load the pan, I take care of the spark. If it's raining, it's up to me to make sure that the pan stays dry. I think sometimes with a percussion, we become lazy in certain ways, and I've had more failures with a percussion gun than I have with a flintlock. So for me, reliability, I mostly use my guns to hunt with. For someone like the reenactor, when it comes to selecting a gun, whether it be the first gun or the second gun or however many guns down the line, the important issue is what you're going to use a gun for. If it's going to be reenacting mostly, if you're going to be shooting targets with it, hunting as well. Do you want a smooth bore? Do you want a rifle? And then once again, we go from there. How plain, how many embellishments do you want? The gun on the frontier, depending on their persona. The frontier gun that the regular farmer or the person would use would probably be a smooth bore of some sort, to where he could shoot shot, or he could shoot a round ball as well, depending on what he was looking to do with it. And that's a question that you need to ask yourself. There's a lot of things that bring fulfillment to me in building rifles and pistols and so forth. One of the things is, of course, I make a living at this. So this is something I do every day, just like they did in the 18th century. On the same token, it's fulfilling to me when you finish a gun for someone, whether it be a rifle, a pistol, or a Fowler, to see their face light up, the excitement that they have. It's Christmas. You know, there's no doubt about that. The enjoyment that I get is in them using the gun. To me, it's exciting to see their dream or their thoughts come to life. And something I didn't think about, and I'm sure they didn't in the 18th century, this is something that can be handed down from generation to generation. And that's what I don't think of as the creator of it, you know, but I'm sure they didn't in 1780 either think we'd be looking at their guns now and making reproductions of them. So it just comes to life. It's not a stagnant thing. It's very, very full of life. And the people express that in many ways, that's for sure. The joy, I think that's probably the biggest thing.